Welcome to Crimson Guitars, welcome to the MF kit build, taking a great kit guitar because we made it and making it awesome. I'm slightly insane, but this is going to be fun. Bear in mind you can win this guitar if you're watching this in July 2018. Enough. Watch the build. The moment of truth. This has been curing for some time now. She's back together. I am so enjoying this build. Okay, well, a little bit of tidying up and a little bit of cleaning because I wanna. Perfect. Excellent. Okay, we have to drill the through body stringing. We have to sort that out. We have to do some scraping and fine sanding, all that. I've got to finalize this joint, and then there is also the question of the wiring diagram that I want to route into the top and then fill somehow. Why not? Well, scraper, clean up, and see what happens. That was mildly nerve-wracking. I wasn't entirely sure if the now hollow section was going to catastrophically disintegrate on me as I clamped it up, or that everything would line up anymore, and it has. It's really well done. Yay me. Crikey, I sound arrogant. Okay, next up, I have a little baggie of string ferrules, and we're going to do the through body stringing. This is a nerve-wracking job, and it requires a pillar drill. It really does. Doing this by hand with a hand drill, unless you have a jig made on a pillar drill, possibly. It's just not something you should do by hand. Well, there we go. So, onto the pillar drill. Because of this guitar and design considerations, I want to recess the ferrules so they're absolutely flush with the body. And that's all well and good. It just means that we've got extra drill bits to use. Now, I've got slightly smaller ferrules for the front. So the widest point of the ferrule, the top T section, is 8mm wide. And I'm going to go with that widest drill bit first. And I'm only going to go 2mm deep, or not even that, about 1.5 mm deep. And really slowly with a really good quality Famag center point drill bit. And this cut is going to be the thing from which everything else then works. I will then go down with a 6mm drill bit, another center point drill bit down the center of that hole to the depth of the ferrule, and then through that with a 3mm, and that will go all the way through to the back, and then vice versa. Okay. So, back plate, sacrificial bit of wood. The other thing to bear in mind, pillar drills, especially woodworking pillar drills, aren't necessarily perfectly square in all of their orientations, and if you're not 100% certain, basically if you drill this hole and the guitar is at that orientation, and then you turn the guitar around and do that, and you go all the way through the depth, you're likely to diverge quite significantly, actually, by quite significantly, anything over 1/4 of a mil is quite significant at this point. So I will always keep the guitar perfectly horizontal in the same orientation to the drill bit. And that means that if it is ever so slightly off square, it'll all be slightly off square and look a little bit less obvious. Now I do this whether I'm happy with my drill or not. And I am happy with it, but still. Okay, that's set up. Lock it off. And I need to get an awl and just make absolutely certain that I've got a starter point. So, back to the bench. So smaller ones will be recessed. The 8mm comes out, 6mm in, and we go again. Now this time I don't particularly want to eyeball the depth. I'm going to set it properly, so I'll use the depth stop up here on the pillar drill. Okay, after a little bit of measuring, I need to go to 12mm deep. So with the drill bit flush on the bottom of the cavity that I've already drilled, set that to 0, and then go to 12mm and lock it off there. So now those holes will, when I get to 0, be 12mm deep. It's at this point where, if you were using a cheap drill bit to drill all the way through, this is the smallest bit that you've got. You use a cheap bit, you are probably going to come a cropper. Even if you were using a really good quality drill bit, this is the pucker-inducing, nerve-wracking part of the job. So, I have a lovely 3mm bit in. Hopefully this does the job. So far though, it's looking pretty good. So what I need to do is bring this up as high as it will go, and then with the guitar out the way, set my depth stop so that I just go out the other side. Only just. And now if all goes according to plan, this should work fine. Yes, 10mm should do it. Sorry, let me rephrase that. It is 10mm. So I need a 10mm hole into which I need to recess that. I don't want it to tear out, but I do want it to be centered. I could possibly use a spade bit if I could find one. Well, this is the wrong size, but because it's got such a large point, it would stay centered and go all the way down, and that should be fine. A center point, like so, wobbles in that hole, and that is bad. My favorite tool for the job, emphatically, is a step drill. Not this step drill. I'm gonna have to go and find my other step drill. Where is my step drill? Somebody stole my step drill. All right, I found the step drill. And this is a metalworking tool really for going through sheet steel, sheet metal. And it's graduated, in this case 4, 6, 8 and 10. I'm going to go to the 10 and then stop. But the nice thing is, because it's graduated, it's centered. Okay, so I've gone to 8, and that's cutting nicely and cleanly. Just doing that, however, I'm thinking that I want to be even more careful. And here's a little trick. I'm actually not 100% certain that this trick works. However, people who talk loudly have said that it does. And of course you have to listen to people who are loud. So, there we go. 1, 2, 3. Aha, I can count. Now, the masking tape burnished down should inhibit tear out. Unless the masking tape tears out itself. Come on. Okay, so that's 8mm. And then I slowly go in at 10. And yeah, I don't have the luxury of a depth stop here. Okay, I'm going to start each of these holes like so, take the masking tape off, and then go to depth afterwards. Nice and clean. It's pretty good. So I need to use my calipers. I'm sitting on the step there, and then the calipers will tell me if I'm deep enough. I'm not on that or that. The others are actually pretty much there. All right, so at this stage, not only have I got perfect 10mm holes with perfect spacing, which pretty damn difficult to do, I've also got the other steps in the drill sorted, and that means that I've got a good 4mm of 6mm marked out, which is what I need, I think, for the shaft. I lied. 8mm. I have got 4mm in depth of 8mm hole, and that will act as the guide for me hand drilling, which is more hand drilling. Let's get an 8mm drill bit out. Oh no, I didn't put it back. I think I know. Somewhere in my hovel. Haha! There we go. And there's the 6mm. Okay. Depth-wise, I could probably eyeball it and be okay. But permanent marker, and just mark that on the drill bit and inside the flute of the drill bit. Then we're sorted. These drill bits don't like drilling into holes. They like drilling into something solid. They've got a fairly tight twist which wants to pull them into a hole, and I'm not comfortable with that, so I'm actually going to change my mind get a standard metal twist bit, which will do the job better. Rinse, repeat. Let's go. Ah, drop that. Ah. You didn't see that. Okay. Actually, the reason I did that was because you know, you can see the green Sharpie much better on silver than you can on yellow. Yeah, that's the reason. Sorted. So these will now go, well, in. Flush and lovely. And all the way, and we are done. We're done. We're done. 3-body stringing. Successful 3-body stringing. And it all has to do with using a sheet metal worker's tool. Something that I wanted for years, just because, hey, that looks cool. But actually, we use them all the time at Crimson. And it's a stunning tool. So, there we go. I'm out. Thank you for watching the MF Kit build, watching me slowly devolve into an insane puddle of luthery mess. I'm having so much fun. Click like, subscribe, please consider supporting our Patreon, it really helps keep this whole thing going. It's just helped us buy a new editing suite. And all of that jazz. Do not forget, if you are watching this in July 2018, you can win this guitar. It can be yours. Check the description for details on how to do that. But most importantly, go and watch the next video. And if there isn't a next video, you have my full permission to just pull your hair out. Reveal the tattoos beneath. Yeah. See you soon. Goodbye.